What is up, ladies and gentlemen? It is your Maker2199 bringing you guys another weapon review. Now for this weapon review, I'm going to be reviewing the Mauler. And before I get into the review, I just want to say right away, there's a few weapons here in this game that I'm not able to use. They're not catered for my style of gaming, and I don't really plan to change my style just to review a weapon. So if it doesn't fit my style, I'm just gonna give it a very plain review and move on with the commentary. And this is one of those weapons. Although this is a pretty good game for me with this weapon, I've had it in very difficult time trying to get one. This is the Mauler, and it's really good to hip fire. It's not as great, long range and all of that. I found that the first one, I don't know what it's called from just the top of my head, but the very first LMG, that's my favorite one. That's the best one for me. I've used all three, and this one, when it comes to hip firing, this is the best one. You can hip fire this weapon quite well and accurately, but it takes a little bit longer in my opinion to kill people from a distance with this weapon. And I think there's a little bit of a trade-off. You're able to hip fire it pretty well, but it's not as great from a distance, and other LMGs are better from a distance than this one. So I think it's a give or take, depending on your style and how you play, what you'll be able to use. And I do use the hip fire quite often, and right there you saw me using the black hole, which is a fantastic little grenade or whatever it's called. It's able to kill people. Like if I would have thrown it there, I would have gotten those kills, but I was trying to melt him with this weapon, and I wasn't able to do it. And I usually found myself that this was the case for a lot of the games that I was playing. With this weapon, I did have quite a hard time. Now that doesn't mean that I had bad games or whatever with it. It's pretty good. It's decent. It's a decent weapon. Overall, I'm gonna give it a 7, but it's not the best one. Long distance, it's gonna take a little bit longer than some of the other LMGs. Close range, it's quite well. I think close range it does best. Medium to close range, it does a lot best. You are able to hip fire it quite well. In other LMGs, you're not. So if you're rushing and you rush like I do, and you use this LMG, you're gonna be able to rush with this LMG, which is kind of crazy, So, but it's not gonna be as effective as using an SMG or a shotgun. I don't expect to get that sort of a KD, or at least kills or whatever on one of my games. So keep that in mind. It's a little bit worse than what I was expecting. So yeah, overall a 7. It's pretty good. I like it because it has a really long magazine, and I don't have to reload that often. It keeps you in the fight, and that's what I like from an SMG, except that this one's lacking power. That's what I found for me, and I didn't enjoy it that much because of it. But overall, I'm not an LMG player. I did enjoy making this video and trying to get the footage and just seeing, trying a little bit of a different style and stuff. So this is where an LMG actually shines right there. I took 2 or 3 people out, and I didn't have to reload, so that's the reason to use one. If you find yourself that you get these super close encounters all the time and all of that, do use an LMG, because you don't have to reload that fast, and you not having to reload, it's gonna totally save your life, and that's my main reason for using an LMG. And it depends on the people that you're playing, the team that you're playing against or whatever. You gotta be tactical when you play Call of Duty and you're trying to get a good game. And that's usually my mentality for using an LMG. These people are running together. I need a weapon with a little bit more ammo, and extra mags on in assault or something wasn't enough, so I'll put on the LMG and I'll just stay there and continue to melt the team as they come towards me till they kill me. So that's the way that I would recommend for some of you guys to use the LMG, but it's up to you. This isn't that great of a map for an LMG, but I've gotten some. With other LMGs, I've done fairly well on this map. So yeah, it's more of a gaming style. Your gaming style, like I've said, the weapon should be catered to your gaming style, or you're not gonna be able to do that great. And I wouldn't suggest changing a gaming style for a weapon. I would suggest grabbing the weapon that fits your gaming style. And doing these reviews, I do need to change a little bit my gaming style, but for the most part, it's basically the same, you know. There's a few little tweaks here and there to try to get some of this stuff, but yeah, like right there, look at how much ammo I just sprayed, and I still had some in the chamber, you know, to go into that encounter and not have to worry about, you know, reloading or me running out of bullets in between a fight, which I usually find it's the case with other weapons and those sorts of encounters. But yeah, let's move on, because this weapon wasn't that great, you know. I think I gave it a 7 overall, between a 7 or an 8, you know, and that's just because I don't usually use these weapons. I'm sure an LMG player would have way better games, you know, and a better opinion than me on the matter. But today I want to talk about something that has happened, you know, in my location, you know, where I live. There's the local utilities company, the electric company is here, you know, they're headquartered here. They have their corporate offices and everything here, and they serve multiple other cities around and for a great distance, you know. And there's a few people that try to scam, you know, and scammers are total scumbags, you know. And this is gonna go a little bit back to a video that I had made called Fear. So if you guys haven't watched it, go ahead and watch it. You know, that's a great commentary. You know, I really spoke to you guys about experience and stuff like that I've had dealing with fear and all of that. So go ahead and give it a try. You know, watch it, and I'm sure some of you guys will find it informative, entertaining, and useful. And that's what scammers usually do. They try to get people with fear, you know. And if you're a person that is fearful, you know, that is actually pretty darn bad. You know, you shouldn't live life fearful of anything. And yeah, and if you do, people that scam you and people that are scumbags and try to know that people are fearful or know your fears are gonna take advantage of you. So you should really try to get over it. And what happened is that in my location, you know, there's the area where I live, there's a lot of older people, and you know, people start getting old and they start forgetting things. They don't react, you know, their brain or their memory isn't as good as it was when they were younger. And so some of these younger folks try to take advantage of the elderly, and I just think this is a complete and utter scumbag. You know, you're dirt or less than dirt if you try to do this to like the elderly, you know. And so I was here, and my parents are, you know, they're quite old, you know, and I don't like to say old, but they're, you know, they are. But yeah, and we were here, and some guy, and it's usually like immigrants and stuff like that can't get a job or whatever. They try to scam people to get money and to get by, you know. And we got a call by a guy telling us that he was from the utility company, and we had a problem, an issue with one of our things or whatever, and he had to go replace it and to go to the bank right now and get, you know, like $3,000 out of our account and give it to him. Like a guy's gonna show up, give it to him. He doesn't have the stuff right now to fix it, but he'll be back later on the week. He's good for it, you know. He's from the utility company, and so whatever, you know. And my parents got like super scared or whatever, and they called me because they don't really know English. You know, English isn't my first language, if you guys hadn't noticed, and I do speak another language. I'm bilingual, and yeah. So they were scared because they don't understand English and that sort of stuff. And I'm right here, and I'm like telling them that everything's fine. So I get to talk to the guy or whatever, and you know, he's not gonna make an ass out of me or my family or anything like that. So we start talking or whatever, and he's like, you haven't paid these bills or whatever. I'm like, so now you changed from us needing a part to this component to us being behind bills, and we're never behind bills. We never miss the bill in our lives, you know. And that goes for me too. You know, we always pay everything, you know, in time. We never postpone anything. We don't procrastinate. We do everything in a timely manner. So when you tell me that I haven't paid a bill or whatever, I know that you're bullshitting. You know, I know you're fake and you're not real. But just to change the story, you know, to be like your electricity component, whatever he made up. And I know a little bit about electricity. You know, I have a few relatives that work at the corporate offices here at the electric company itself, and I know a little bit about the electricity stuff. And I'm like, this makes absolutely like no fucking sense. Like, did you pull this information out of your ass or like what? So the guy just goes like on this like little rant or whatever, and he doesn't speak English, you know. So we're speaking on our on our native tongue, I guess you can say. And I'm like, dude, you're full of shit. So at the end, he hangs up, whatever. And then it happened to my aunt. She lives just a few blocks from where I live, and they were all scared. So they're like, what to do? So I call my sister. We tell her what's going on, and she checks just to make sure that it's not somebody from the company. Because if it's somebody from the company trying to rip off the same company, that is, a no-no. And she's like, nope, it's nobody from the company, it's just a fake person, and they told her to call the cops, and she did. And she's a representative, of course, of the company, working there at the corporate offices. And the cops were just like, give us their number and all of this, and people tend to forget that you have all of this stuff. But this person, that you have the what's it called, the caller ID and all of that crap. So this person actually gave us their real name and their actually the phone number that they were calling with, even though he didn't realize we had caller ID, and we already knew some of this information. And yeah, that's what that right there is what happens when you try to steal my care package. And yeah, we were able to get it sorted out, and the cop was like, yeah, we know the guy, he's been called in a lot of different houses, he's an immigrant, whatever, he has no records here, he must have like came illegally, whatever, he's trying to get some money and get by, but really, like, what, and my parents did get scared at first, and they might have, done something stupid, but they didn't at the end, and I'm just glad that I was here and be able to help them out, so if you guys encounter something like this, just keep track of everything that you're doing. Make sure you have a little bit of knowledge on what's going on. That way some scammer is not able to take advantage of you. That's complete trash. It is. And if you're a scammer yourself, you're useless, really. But yeah, I just wanted to tell that to you guys. Hopefully you guys have never experienced anything like it. And hopefully you guys have a good day. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this commentary. Like and sub, for more, and if you have any questions, do leave them there. Thank you.